Our planet, a marvel of intricate ecosystems and breathtaking beauty, is facing an unprecedented crisis. For millennia, a delicate balance has existed between humanity and nature. Yet, in our relentless pursuit of progress, we have disrupted this harmony, pushing the natural world to its breaking point. Deforestation has led to the loss of habitats for countless species, driving many to the brink of extinction. Pollution has poisoned our air and water, devastating ecosystems and endangering wildlife. The impact on human health is undeniable, with rising cases of respiratory illnesses and waterborne diseases. What if, in a twist of fate, nature, tired of enduring the wounds inflicted upon it, decides to retaliate? The signs of strain are all around us, from the warming of our oceans to the depletion of our forests. We treat the Earth as if it were an inexhaustible resource, forgetting that we are intrinsically connected to its well-being. The air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we consume, all are gifts from a healthy planet. But what happens when the giver can give no more? The consequences of our actions are no longer distant threats. They are realities we face today. The urgency of addressing these issues cannot be overstated. We must act now to restore balance and protect our planet. Or will we face the day when nature, in its raw and unforgiving power, decides to fight back? Forests, the lungs of our planet, are disappearing at an alarming rate. Every minute, an area equivalent to 40 football fields is razed to the ground. This rampant deforestation, driven by greed and short-sightedness, has devastating consequences. Trees absorb carbon dioxide, a major greenhouse gas, and release oxygen, which is essential for life. Their destruction not only accelerates climate change, but also destroys habitats, pushing countless species towards extinction. Imagine a world where the air is thick with smog, and the once vibrant forests have been reduced to barren wastelands. This is not a scene from a dystopian novel. It is the grim reality we are creating. The loss of forests also disrupts natural water cycles. Trees act as sponges, absorbing rainfall and releasing it gradually, which helps to prevent floods and droughts. Without them, we are left vulnerable to extreme weather events that can devastate crops, displace communities, and wreak havoc on our infrastructure. The consequences of deforestation are far-reaching, impacting every aspect of our lives. Pollution, in its many forms, is another weapon in nature's arsenal. Every day we pump tons of toxic chemicals into the atmosphere, poisoning the air we breathe and the water we drink. From the exhaust fumes of our vehicles to the industrial emissions of factories, we are choking the life out of our planet. Air pollution is linked to millions of premature deaths each year, causing respiratory illnesses, heart disease, and cancer. It also contributes to climate change, exacerbating the very problems that threaten our survival. Imagine a world where children can't play outside without risking their health, where the air is thick with smog and every breath is a struggle. This is the future we are creating with our reckless disregard for the environment. The irony is that in our pursuit of progress and prosperity, we are actively destroying the very things that make life worth living. We are sacrificing our health, our well-being, and ultimately, our future, for short-term gains that will pale in comparison to the losses we face if we continue down this path. The oceans, covering over 70% of our planet's surface, are not immune to our destructive tendencies. Climate change, fueled by our insatiable appetite for fossil fuels, is causing global temperatures to rise, leading to the melting of glaciers and ice caps. As a result, sea levels are rising at an alarming rate, threatening coastal communities and ecosystems around the world. Imagine a world where entire cities are submerged beneath the waves, where millions of people are displaced from their homes, and where the delicate balance of marine life is thrown into chaos. This is not a scene from a disaster movie. It is the stark reality we face if we fail to address climate change. The irony is that the very oceans that absorb vast amounts of carbon dioxide, helping to mitigate the effects of climate change, are also the victims of our actions. Ocean acidification, caused by the absorption of excess carbon dioxide, is threatening marine life, from coral reefs to shellfish. We are disrupting the delicate balance of our oceans, with potentially catastrophic consequences for the entire planet. Section 5. The Unseen Hand of Disease. As we encroach further into the natural world, destroying habitats and disrupting ecosystems, we are also creating the perfect conditions for the spread of zoonotic diseases. These diseases, which originate in animals and can jump to humans, pose a significant threat to global health. The COVID-19 pandemic, a stark reminder of our vulnerability to such outbreaks, is believed to have originated in bats. Deforestation, wildlife trade, and intensive farming practices all increase the risk of zoonotic diseases emerging and spreading. As we continue to exploit nature, we are playing a dangerous game of Russian roulette with our health. Imagine a world ravaged by pandemics, where hospitals are overwhelmed and fear and uncertainty grip our daily lives. This is the future we risk if we fail to respect the delicate balance of nature. The irony is that in our quest to dominate and control nature, we are making ourselves more vulnerable to its unseen dangers. We are creating the perfect storm for the emergence of new and deadly diseases, which could have devastating consequences for humanity. The consequences of our actions are not always gradual or predictable. Nature, pushed to its limits, can unleash its fury in ways that are both swift and devastating. Extreme weather events, such as hurricanes, floods, droughts, and wildfires, are becoming more frequent and intense due to climate change. These events can cause widespread destruction, displacing communities, destroying infrastructure, and claiming countless lives. Imagine a world where the very elements we rely on for survival turn against us, where the land we inhabit becomes increasingly uninhabitable. This is the grim reality we face if we fail to heed the warnings of a planet in peril. The irony is that in our pursuit of progress and development, we have made ourselves more vulnerable to the forces of nature. We have built our cities in vulnerable coastal areas, cleared forests for agriculture, and altered landscapes in ways that exacerbate the impacts of extreme weather events. We are the architects of our own destruction. The cumulative impact of deforestation, pollution, climate change, and disease outbreaks paints a bleak picture of the future. We are on the brink of a global crisis, one that threatens the very foundations of human civilization. The time for complacency is long gone. We must act now to avert disaster. Imagine a world where clean air and water are luxuries, where food is scarce, and where conflict and displacement are the norm. This is not a future we should accept. It is a future we must fight to prevent. The choices we make today will determine the fate of generations to come. The question is, will we rise to the challenge and become better stewards of our planet? Or will we continue down our current path of destruction, leaving behind a legacy of environmental degradation and human suffering? The answer lies in our hands. Despite the dire warnings and the mounting evidence of our planet's distress, there is still hope. We have the knowledge, the technology, and the resources to change course and create a more sustainable future. But it will require a fundamental shift in our mindset, a recognition that we are not separate from nature, but an integral part of it. We must transition away from fossil fuels and embrace renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, and geothermal. We must protect our remaining forests and restore degraded ecosystems. We must adopt sustainable agricultural practices that reduce our impact on the environment. And we must consume less, waste less, and prioritize the well-being of our planet over short-term profits. The challenges are great, but the rewards are even greater. By working together, we can create a world where humanity and nature thrive in harmony, where future generations inherit a healthy planet, and where the beauty and diversity of life on Earth are preserved for all time. The future of our planet is not predetermined. It is shaped by the choices we make every day. Each one of us has a role to play in creating a more sustainable future. We can make conscious decisions to reduce our environmental impact, from the food we eat to the products we buy to the way we travel. We can support organizations working to protect the environment and hold our leaders accountable for enacting policies that safeguard our planet. And we can educate ourselves and others about the challenges we face and the solutions available to us. The fight for our planet is not a spectator sport. It requires the active participation of everyone. Let us embrace our shared responsibility to protect the only home we have and ensure that future generations inherit a world where nature's beauty and bounty continue to inspire and sustain us all. Share this message, stay curious, and never stop questioning how you can make a difference.